how long do you think you can live for without any social interaction? Common answers, maybe a few days, a few weeks, maybe even a few months. But if you answered any of those, it may not have occurred to you that we are not superhumans. We as humans are social animals that need a social life. To begin, let's think about your day-to-day actions. If it was your best friend who you've shared memorable laughs and memories with, or if it's your loving mother who asked about your day yesterday, you may have noticed that we spend at least an hour a day on social interaction. And if you do some math, that's around 7 or more hours of social interaction per week. And not to scare you, but only 15 days without any social interaction can lead to permanent psychological damage. Now, after throwing a bunch of information at you that you've probably never heard of, you might be wondering, why am I standing here talking to you about social interaction? Isn't it just a normal thing we do daily? First off, don't get the message wrong. I'm not here to warn you about a future apocalypse or anything. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to talk about how we as humans are not the only mammals that live and thrive longer with friends. Let me introduce you to the southern savanna gerbil, an adorable little rodent that lives their happy lives in southern Africa. They experience the circle of life, just like us humans. However, at a speed of 14 times as fast. Now, what does that mean? That means they live for around 5 years at maximum. Now, alongside this little gerbil, let me introduce you to the greater short-nosed fruit bat, an adorable, maybe not so adorable, little bat that lives their happy lives all the way from Vietnam to Pakistan. They also experience the circle of life, just like us humans. However, at a speed of 7 times as fast. Now, what does that mean? That means they live for around 10 years at maximum. Now, with these two mammals, let's play a little game of spot the difference. First off, comparing these two, they're both really similar, as they're both mammals, obviously, they're both adorable, maybe, and they're tiny, but in all seriousness, these two mammals are really similar. However, remember how I said that the southern savanna gerbil has a maximum lifespan of 5 years? And remember how I said that the greater short-nosed fruit bat has a maximum lifespan of around 10 years long? Well, there we go. We finally found a difference. The bat lives longer than the gerbil. But the big question is why? Why does this bat have a longer lifespan than the gerbil? It's because the bat has friends. And not only friends, but the greater short-nosed fruit bat can roost in groups of a dozen for their entire lifetimes. Whereas the gerbil, they have no friends. Nothing, nada, zero. Now you might be thinking, this is pretty sad. However, you've finally gotten a glimpse of social life and mammals intertwined. Now, with another mammal, let me introduce you to the naked morat, the blind and buck-toothed rodent that lives in underground colonies and may appear in your nightmares. Now, there's house mice, the adorable, maybe not so adorable, little mice that linger eerily, continuously looking for food. Now, disregarding appearance factors, naked morats have long fascinated biologists as they've lived in the same colonies for over 30 years. Whereas house mice, they have a maximum lifespan of only 3 years. Now, why such big of a difference? Well, it's because, you guessed it, naked morats have complex social structures where they have colonies led by queens, similar to ants and bees. Whereas house mice, they live alone. Now, just like Remy the Ratatouille, this shows that from gerbils to humans, all the way to all the rodents, social life are recipes for longer lives. Now, if I start comparing more mammals, everyone's gonna be like, oh, not again. It's gonna lead to the same conclusion. You're right, it will. However, dolphins, one of the world's friendliest mammals, and arguably a human's best friend. Now, dolphins provide friendship goals and relationship goals to the world, as they've lived in the same friend groups and colonies for their entire lifetimes, which is over 60 years. Now, this just shows not only is social life so important to lifespan, but there's one factor that is not regarded a lot. That is social isolation. Now, completely flipping the picture, from a happy social life to an isolated life, let me put you in the shoes of someone who's in the dark woods all by themselves. Because of this, you can imagine that your heart would be racing and all of your senses would be extremely alert. And for long periods like this can lead to a lot of heart and cardiovascular illnesses. Now, even though this is an extreme scenario of social isolation, the logic behind it can be applied to the present. Now, from gerbils to dolphins to humans to bats to all the mammals in the world, this provides us the capacity to subvert a simple understanding of mammals and really allow us to open our eyes and broaden our perspective on social life. Not only this, but to also question whether the behaviors we see or not, that devices really kill us slowly. The mammal world shows that we're not born to scroll on devices all day, every day, non-stop. And even though I know everyone will go home and autonomously float to the devices, however, it's really important to understand and note that we must implement social interaction in our lives. Now you might be thinking, this is stupid. Why, Claire? Because it leads to longer and happier lives, and that we are born to do it. So now go off and live the happiest lives with all your family and friends, and I hope you have the most amazing social life that you can imagine. Thank you.